Oh, wait, hold on.
What is he taking out? I'm a little scared.
So I have some gifts for the advocacy
Oh, yes!
Okay, so we'll do this one at a time. Sabrina, this one's for you.
Great.
It's supposed to look like you.
Hey.
Oh, purple.
Yeah, I thought of like the highlights.
I can see it.
And then Izzy, this one's for you.
Wow.
I also thought of.
Thank you.
Why is it purple?
It's pink.
Then-
Oh, wow.
This is for you, Sophia. Before you it was before you dyed your hair, and I felt bad giving them color in their hair and not giving you color in your hair, so I wrote.
Brown in my hair.
Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't.
Where's your
Yeah.
Why?
So I wrote
I
RA and then econ.
Wait, that's not what I read.
read Ray.
I wa- Yeah, I was like, Ray, but what?
I wrote RA and then econ because you're an RA and then you had an
Wow,
econ exam.
really?
Thank you.
He knows y'all so well.
Are the
Right.
teacups supposed to be on the coasters? And do we have enough teacups?
1, 2, 3, 4. No.
So if you're not sure, I'll get 2 more cups.
This is in a part of the video.
Let me record it.
The rocks? The footsteps. You're on
Wait, you should show all the rocks to the camera so you can add
Be
them.
like a. Yeah.
No, like go up to the camera.
Oh my god!
Why are my eyes two different sizes?
Trying to say something.
Oh.
Oh my
want the
god!
The prezzies can have the different.
This isn't a thing anymore.
Wait, can I like look at this? Wow.
Does anyone want?
Oh, I'll take it.
What is no?
Are we showing them right now?
It's,
Oh, we can show them.
Oh, I was a part of this. Who was your mentor? I didn't know they had cups.
This is
I
like
don't know.
intermission.
Just got it. 3, 2, 1. Hi, my name is Ahmad,
Hello, my name is Sabrina.
Hi, my name is Izzy. Hi, my name is Sophia.
and today we're joined by
I'm Jasmine.
I'm Zach.
our AASU co-presidents.
Wait, you guys are supposed to like introduce yourselves. Because we've already done it.
Oh, okay.
Hi, I'm Jasmine. I use she, her pronouns. I am a 4th year majoring in APK.
Hi, I'm Zach. I use he him pronouns. I'm a 4th year majoring in computer science.
And we are
Your
ASU's
ASU
co-presidents.
And today, obviously, we're featuring them on the podcast. So we're going to be asking them questions, having a conversation about what they do on as being an ASU president and why they decided to apply and run and what their future, their vision for ASU is. Yeah, so first question, obviously you guys ran, but I want to hear about your intentions, your motivations behind running and what you hope, and you think your intentions when you ran, have they come to fruition?
Yeah, so I think it was last spring I was the external vice president of ASU, and at first I hadn't thought about becoming co-president or just president in general. However, just talking with Zach and seeing how his style clashed well with ours together, we felt like we could work together, and also we had a lot of goals in particular with our general body meetings and wanting to just improve engagement and longevity of ASU in general. And with that, I feel like it has been implemented, especially with retention and turnout to a lot of our events in general.
Yeah, as for me, I was in freshman year, I was ASU's multimedia chair, and then in my junior year, I was treasurer. And I think through being on board and experiencing ASU as an organization, I saw a lot of things that I really loved about the organization, and a lot of things that I had a lot of ideas to improve upon. So talking with Jasmine and working out a plan for kind of making those shifts that, you know, we've seen over the past few years. That was a really big part of why I decided to.
Jasmine, you mentioned that you wanted this year for the GBMs, you wanted the turnout and the retention to be different, and you've seen that be the case, more turnout, more retention. Why do you think that's the case?
Yes, so in particular, we started to structure them based on themes so that when we are promoting this type of events, they're more attractive to the general body. And with that, it also can work well with advocacy, any initiatives that we want, and specifically with our content as well. I know in previous years before, it would generally just be labeled as a GBM, and it would primarily focus on sort of like a broad sort of theme, but with something that's more catered towards the audience and is more popular from the media. Then we're able to generate that turnout and get enough engagement and awareness of our Asian and Asian American community in Gainesville.
So why do you think GBMs aren't boring anymore?
Why are you looking at me?
Well, I feel like the themes have been really good this year because they're just so fun, and it gives a lot of direction to us as board members when we like plan it, rather than everyone being kind of like disjointed, I guess.
Yeah, it's also like we take a lot of inspiration from our sub-orgs now in a way that I don't think AASU did before. So it was really cool kind of adapting a lot of things that we saw, a lot of activities and fun stuff that the sub-orgs would do. And now trying to kind of like be a part of that greater image. Like that's kind of how they organize, so we're kind of fitting into that mold a little bit more.
I got a lot of good feedback when we did a lot of dances. Like, so many people recognize me from Gnarly, which I don't think is a good thing, but I also don't think it's a bad thing. So at least we're getting ourselves out there. And yeah.
Did anybody like save a recording of that at the beginning of the
yeah.
There definitely is.
So-
recording.
I don't know if you already saw, but I was like on the side, on like the right side. And then like when the people who were doing the lights on the sides like were moving onto the actual stage, I couldn't see where I was going.
Oh,
So like I fell like almost over the railing on the ramp to go up to the stage itself.
I'm gonna send you the recording. If he's visible falling, just add it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Did anyone see, or like anyone around you?
Sure, they would if you focus on you.
Not that I could see.
Did anyone try to help you? Like,
No.
Oh.
They're
not,
like,
not at all. Not at all. I was next to Justin.
Name call.
There's no shot I was gonna get any help.
Right. Justin, you have 24 hours to respond to this statement.
If he doesn't respond, that's how you know.
It's a ukulele video.
Anyway.
I mean, like, from our end at least, GBM planning has been a lot, but it's also been really fun and rewarding. What do you guys think?
I think we're a lot more intentional with how we're putting everything together now, which I think is really good. Something we are trying to do a better job of managing is just the workload and how that has increased just because in previous years it would usually be only a select number of officers planning GBMs, but now it's an all-board planning effort. So what that kind of looks like is we have our meetings, our normal board meetings, and then afterward we have a segment where we just focus on GPM planning. So that those meetings end up being pretty late into the evening. So we've tried to implement hard time cutoffs and just be a lot more flexible with how we're going about with that. But overall, board has been really great at kind of like taking on that extra workload, and we're really grateful for how the end product has been coming out because of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it used to be the VPE and the advocacy chairs planning everything. So yeah, I'm glad it's not completely on us to like do all of that planning on top of all the other stuff we want to do. Because it was funny, I was talking with old VPEs about these changes for GPMs, like around the time that we were making the shift over to opening up to the rest of board. And they were like, oh, we're like, all of us are free. There's just generations of VPEs who had to go through, like they would go and have internal meetings with advocacy, talk about what they wanted to do for the GBMs, and then they would have their own little like presentation. They would do a mini GBM / presentation in front of the rest of board to pitch the idea for the GBMs. And then board would like decide whether or not they actually agreed on like that being the topic. So I'm glad we don't have to do that anymore because it's a lot.
Yeah, I think one of the benefits of like making it all board planning is like you get a lot of benefit from people sharing their ideas, and so I feel like there's a lot more discussion that we have, and kind of like that like collective like ideation has been really helpful for making a lot of our activities at GBMs feel more fresh and not kind of like the same old things that you see over the past few years.
Yeah, and I think also when we're sharing content, because there's so many different segments that all of our other chairs or even e-board is a part of, you're giving them that opportunity to also speak for themselves as well, versus before it would typically just be the VPE or advocacy team presenting the content, but now you're having to see different officers and also get to know their positions as well.
And I really like the reels that we've been doing.
Yeah.
Do you think you being multimedia chair freshman year have contributed?
Dude, the one
I think me being chronically on TikTok contributed to it.
the Thanksgiving one was nuts.
Did you like that one?
I woke up that morning, I opened my phone, I turned off my phone.
I like that. Yeah, I think Reels has been something we've been pushing a lot, just because I feel like it's really important to like cultivate like a fun like vibe, like both like in person and like in like your digital presence as an org. Like I think it's like I feel like half the battle is getting people to show up to events based on like what we post. So like that's a big part of like how we've tried to like cultivate a better community, is just, you know, trying to get more people in the room in the first place. And I think, I don't know, I've been having fun, you know doing that. I'm sure multimedia team loves to see my Discord messages about, well, we're making next, but you know, they're great.
I like that Instagram group chat is just like ideas for videos. I like every time, like the one Instagram reel I can't get over is like Sabrina for Unity Banquet. I forgot what the thing was, but it was like, this is us when you don't do Unity Banquet, and this is us you go. But Sabrina's face is so stupid.
Yes,
So angry.
you're like the first in the row of people, because it was like you pan it without the lights, and then everyone has their flashes on.
Yeah.
So fun to make.
Let's run it back.
Speaking of Unity Banquet, by the time this goes out, it already have passed. But
Yeah.
how has planning been going?
It's been going really good. Our committee has a great. programming heads. So yeah, planning has been going really smooth, and I'm really excited.
Yeah, I think especially with the theme, because Zach and I had thought about it prior to even selecting Unity Banquet heads, like committee in general, and overall it has really come to life, even with the graphics and any of the videos or reels that we've had. Very entertaining, very excited.
Even though I'm a year below you, I feel like ASU has changed so much. I'm just curious to hear your perspective. You already touched on it, but anything that you really want to talk about, how you think, wow, this is so different from when I first joined ASU as a first year to now.
I think something we really prioritize that we kind of touched on before is that our org is very has always been very action focused and wanting to make a difference both on UF campus and just broadly. So I think when that is a main goal, the content is always prioritized, but I think the structure is equally as important. And so something that we really try to implement with all of our events is making it feel like we are crafting a community and not necessarily just providing information in a lecture style or as you would see in an academic setting. I feel like there are times and places for that, but I think a lot of our events are focused on disseminating that information and improving our impact by getting as many people as interested. And I think branding and really that we've done promotion and restructuring our events to kind of talk about these topics in a way that we can connect with the average university student has been really a big shift of what we've kind of been prioritizing.
Yeah, I actually wanted to touch upon, so when I first entered UF, my first experience here was FIND, which is an early arrival program that's catered towards, it's not Asian exclusive, but just Asians that come from that particular background and would want to know how to assimilate to college culture. And given with everything that has been happening with our nation and specifically also with Florida, it has been a shift, in particular with how the university offers us resources, because we had a year where funding was only based on the students themselves, and I think now we're having to resort to looking outside the box and even going into student government to then find those resources to offer to our early arrival programs, to then continue the same resources that I once was given as an incoming freshman. So now it is definitely more difficult, but I think given the solutions that we've come to, it has it's able to be preserved moving forward.
And I guess the final question, is there anything you're excited about for the future of ASU?
Stay tuned for spring.
That's it? So nonchalant.
I was
It's performative.
thinking, and then you.
Is there anything you hope to pass on to your predecessor or your successors?
Just working on events that keep on having a lot of high turnout, because we wouldn't want so much that we've built upon, the amount of engagement to go downhill, because in general we want enough numbers to then generate the initiatives that we want, in particular with advocacy in general.
Yeah, I think in addition to that, just reevaluate everything. Don't just match a decision that was made in previous years without assessing whether it was a good decision or not. I feel like we've made a lot of changes this year that have been for the better, just based on our experiences with what we've seen ASU do in the past, and I think we've tried to solidify a lot of things that were maybe less efficient before, or just weren't really helping us move towards completing a lot of ASU's goals. So I think that's a big thing.
We have a lot of handbooks to rewrite.
Oh yeah.
Anything else anyone else wants to add?
I mean, all I'll say is, like, working with you two throughout the semester has been awesome. Like, seeing all of the stuff that you wanted to do actually coming to fruition, and all of the changes we made to GBMs, just things in general, has been really good. So I'm excited for the spring, for what all of us get to do.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching, and thank you to our president for joining us. And I feel like our president should do the final farewell.
Oh,
Yeah.
What do we do?
like the cut?
Oh.
Or
Whatever you want to do.
what?
Should we
Oh,
click?
okay. Wait.
Bye.